Hello, and welcome to Art Snacks. In this episode, we're going to talk about the Colonial Tailor and the job that the tailor did while we draw a picture of some tools a tailor might use. The word tailoring means the art of cutting in many language, and indeed, it's the cut of the fabric that makes a garment fit the body to perfection. So they were quite talented at looking at a piece of cloth and knowing how to make it fit on a person. And the tailoring trade started originally and included gown making in 1675 in the colonies, and went on as a trade, and it still exists today in different ways in America. We're going to draw some of the tools that a tailor would use, and since tailoring is the art of cutting, we're going to draw one of the tools of the trade, which is a pair of scissors. And scissors and their design really haven't changed much in all this time, and they look very much like they did then. Probably like a pair of scissors that you have. They look pretty much like that until they're opened up. They might have a box. Let's make a box on the table. With various buttons. And we can put thread in there. I'm going to put a spool of thread. Thread on a wooden spool. And more buttons. And maybe a little cloth over here. And cloth back then was probably a little rougher cut than what we might see today, since it was probably woven by hand from local fibers. I'll make a needle here. If your mom or your grandma sews, you know what a delicate art it is. Heck, it's an art just to get the thread through the needle sometimes. If your mom and dad or somebody that you know sews, you know that you start with patterns, and really talented tailors or designers of clothing can almost see it in their head and build that way. And some people follow a pattern very, very closely. It depends on what your particular talents are, what you might do and how you might do it. But the tailor was an important person in the colony and really helped people look good and wear the fashions that were popular at the time. So we were talking about a colonial tailor on this episode of Art Snacks. See you next time.